I have in my hands today a pair of grip socks that smashed all expectations. These got recommended to me by Del Air Football, a guy called Tom. He's been on the channel before. He is my goalkeeping review expert. This is my cat Hamilton, who is getting used to the new studio. Hi, Hamilton. I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot more of him. So firstly, we're going to point out two things that the VYPR5 has that many other grip socks do not have, and that is anatomical shaping. So the end of each sock is shaped to the correct kind of dimensions of your foot. There's a left foot and a right foot, because of course your foot doesn't go straight across. It has a shape. You have a big toe and a little toe. It needs to kind of arch down. So you have a right and a left foot with the VYPR5s. For that, it minimizes any excess material that you might get on the end of your sock, which might cause discomfort or blisters. This is super positive. Hand in hand with that, you get options for sizing. So you can buy socks that are in a small, medium, large, and it tells you what size that corresponds to on the website. So you can buy socks that fit you even better. Now, a problem with a lot of grip socks is that they're one size fits all. They're not quite elastic enough to stretch around all foot types, and you end up with either a slippy sock, a sloppy sock, or something that just doesn't fit you right. Not the case here, because one, they're in sizes, and two, they have this really nice compression band across the middle here. Now, most grip socks have this, but these just seem to work a little bit better, and they're very reminiscent in this style when compared to something like the Nike grip socks. The Nike grip and these are probably fairly close together, especially when you look at the top of the grip sock. When you look at the neck, the kind of bit that goes up your leg, this definitely runs up high enough, which I like a lot, and it also has a similar kind of setup and feeling to the Nike grips, but that little bit thinner, which is even better because I love that kind of slightly thinner feeling of the grip socks. There is a more cushioned variation of this sock that I also have, and I will put that up on. It's causing chaos. Come on, buddy. They do have a more cushioned variation of this grip sock, which I also have, which I will be doing a review of, and you'll be able to see that on the channel very soon. So again, get subscribed. Up the tube sock area as well, you get this big wide section at the top, which does a really great job of just compressing around your calf. It stops these from falling down. I've had zero problems with these falling down, and the material is just super nice. Just the way that it's been constructed, the way that it feels on your feet is really, really fantastic. This chevron design that you can see that does run across the top and also down the back here is designed to give you some kind of Achilles support. I don't know how much that works, but it certainly feels good, and it certainly adds an element of compression to the sock, and it matches up with that compression band that I was talking about earlier that runs across the middle. It's just really smart design. There are no grip elements or grip pads that run up the back of the sock, which is something that maybe I'd like to see from them in the future, especially when you consider the grip elements themselves that run across the base. Now, these run across the key contact zones, which is always a nice touch. It's something that, for example, the Pure Grip socks do, and that is a really nice. Now, these are just the way that these are designed. This isn't a rubber that's going to just provide you with grip. Again, the similarity that I draw is with the Nike grip because it doesn't feel that grippy when you run your hands over it. However, when it's put under force and there's friction applied to it, it does a really great job of hanging on to the insoles, and there's no additional movement. It's just a smart solution to something that everybody seems to do with a bit of rubber. It means getting these on is great. It means that the fit when they're inside your boot is really nice. And I have so little to complain about when it comes to these particular VYPR5 grip socks. So these socks, the founders of VYPR Socks, VYPR Sports, are a husband and wife duo, And one thing that I love about this is that one of their key considerations when they were making these socks was to make socks that were more environmentally sustainable, more environmentally friendly. And one of the big things that they picked up on was the grips on the bottom, which I've mentioned previously are always like a rubber or a silicone or something like this. And they can take an extra long time to degrade and end up in landfill sites that just leaves there, and you can end up with microplastics that do run through into water supplies. They've thought about this here and they've gone with a fully biodegradable grip element. And now, like I say, this works. It works really well. And you know what this does do as well? It works better in wet than most other grip socks. If your boots get a bit wet, the rubber tends to not work quite as well. It doesn't have that same amount of grip. These, when they get wet, do a really fantastic job when compared to other grip socks. That's a huge benefit. And on top of that, they are designed to be way more environmentally sustainable. One thing I will say about VYPR5, one small criticism that I have is that they go for this environmental sustainability and they do a really fantastic job. It's better than pretty much anybody else out there on the market. And even if the socks weren't fantastic, which they were, that would definitely be enough to make me give them a go. But they come out in plastic packaging. They just need to stop sending out the plastic packaging, leave them purely in a cardboard sleeve and ditch the plastic packaging altogether for both shipping and protection. They just got to come out in cardboard and recyclable packaging just to really hammer home what I think is a fantastic selling point of these particular socks. We do, of course, have to discuss price, and as with everything, if I sit here and usually if I rave about a pair of grip socks, it means that they're on the more expensive end of things, and the VYPR5 is absolutely no different. These come in at 34 euros for the Suregrip Lite and the Suregrip Cushion. And yes, you know what? That is about twice the price of picking up something like maybe a Lux grip sock or a Taka grip sock, that are both socks that I've reviewed recently. It does definitely bump the pricing. The shipping costs are fairly reasonable, and it's about 6 euros to get these shipped to most places around Europe, so there's no real complaints there. And as usual, if you're buying multiple pairs, you get a better deal. These come in an array of really fantastic colors, which I think is a nice little bonus, a nice little benefit. But 34 euros is expensive. Are they worth it? Well, the answer is always 34 euros is probably too much for any pair of socks. However, if you compare it to the competition and things that are around it, you're looking at these being in the same category as Light Guard grip socks, as Falca grip socks, as the True socks. They're in that kind of level. The Nike grip socks, they're in that level. They really are that good. So in terms of their pricing, they're priced accordingly with other socks of the same caliber. So yes, expensive, but you are getting a better sock than pretty much anything you can get that is a budget sock with the rubber elements on the bottom. The eternal grip sock question: where do these rank if we put them into our big tier ranking list? And I've kind of gone backwards and forwards here. I wasn't sure whether they were foot spa or foot fetish. Damn my naming of that. I'm gonna put them in foot fetish. I think they're that good. These are foot fetish socks. They're going right up in that top category. We'll bump them down towards the end there. They're not quite as good as a Falca or a Light Guard or a Tabio. Those are like real top end premium socks. But you know what? These are right up there with some of the best that you can buy, in my opinion. I think these are phenomenal socks, and I can't wait to get a review out on the cushion. So do please get subscribed to pick that up. Remember to like this video, and if you can, please drop me a comment down below and let me know what you think of the VYPR5. Do you want to pick up a pair? What's your favorite thing about them? Or what else do you want to see me review in the grip sock or boot world? But that's all from me here at BootWizard today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon. New studio! Woo-hoo-hoo.